Imagine this: you're living thousands of years ago. Your tribe is fantastic at making sharp stone tools, the best around. You have spearheads, axes, scrapers, more than you'll ever need. But your campfire is dwindling. You're running out of firewood, and the best hunting grounds are a week's journey away. A few valleys over, another tribe has an abundance of dry wood, and their hunters bring back fresh meat every day. But their tools, they're dull, clumsy, and break easily. One tribe has stones, another has food and fire. What happens next? This is the story of one of the most important moments in human history, the birth of trade. Before we dive into how our ancestors created the first global economy, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next journey into the past. For the longest time, early human groups were, or at least, they tried to be. They hunted their own food, found their own water, made their own tools, and built their own shelters. Survival was a 24/7 job, and it was brutal. If a resource wasn't in your immediate area, you simply went without. If your local flint source ran dry, you were out of luck. If a drought killed all the local plants, you starved. It was a life lived on the edge. But humans are smart. We observe, we learn, and we adapt. Sooner or later, one of our ancestors, let's call him Grog, probably noticed something interesting. While on a long hunt, he might have stumbled upon another group. He saw they had beautiful, durable baskets woven from a type of reed that didn't grow near his home. Meanwhile, they saw the incredibly sharp flint knife hanging from his belt, a type of stone they'd never seen before. This is step 1, observation. Realizing that they have something we don't, and vice versa. It's a simple thought, but it's the seed of a revolution. Grog didn't see an enemy. He saw an opportunity. He saw that the world was bigger than his own little territory, and it was full of things he couldn't get by himself. The idea that you don't have to do everything on your own is a profound mental leap. It's the shift from pure survival to strategic thinking. So, what does Grog do? He can't just walk up and take the basket. That would likely lead to a fight, and our ancestors knew that an injury could be a death sentence. Instead, he tries something new. This is step 2, experimentation. He approaches cautiously, holding out his prized flint knife. He points to the basket. It's a silent, simple negotiation. A gesture that says, "I'll give you this, if you give me that." The other tribe is hesitant. That's a good knife. But they made that basket. It took a lot of work. Is it a fair trade? This is the first, most basic form of barter. It's an experiment in trust and mutual benefit. Maybe the first attempt fails. Maybe they shake their heads and walk away. But the idea is now planted. The next time they meet, perhaps Grog offers 2 knives for the basket. Or maybe he offers a knife in exchange for a share of their hunted meat. This trial and error is crucial. It's how humans learned to communicate value without words, without currency, just pure, tangible need. Let's imagine the trade is successful. Grog walks away with a sturdy basket, and the other tribe has a superior tool for butchering their next hunt. Everyone wins. This feeling, this positive outcome, reinforces the behavior. Trade works, but it wasn't always that smooth. This brings us to step 3, realization and the inevitable failures. What happens when a trade is unequal? Imagine one tribe trades a handful of common shells for a perfectly crafted spear. The spear makers might feel cheated later. We spent days on this spear, and all we got were these useless shells. Disputes would arise. Mistrust could grow. A bad trade could damage a relationship between groups for generations. This is where our ancestors learned a critical lesson in social dynamics: the importance of fairness. For trade to be sustainable, both sides have to feel like they're getting good value. It's not about tricking someone, it's about building a relationship. This realization forced humans to develop concepts of fairness, reciprocity, and reputation. If you were known as an unfair trader, people would simply stop trading with you. You'd be cut off from the network. And that network was becoming everything. This leads to step 4, mastery and the incredible results. As groups learned the rules of fair exchange, simple barter evolved into complex trade networks. A tribe near the coast could trade beautiful seashells with a tribe in the mountains. That mountain tribe would trade the shells, which they couldn't get themselves, with a tribe in the plains for high-quality animal hides. Those hides might then be traded for obsidian from a volcanic region hundreds of miles away. Suddenly, resources were flowing. Materials, tools, and goods traveled distances that would have been unimaginable before. An object found in a Stone Age camp in Germany might have originated in Italy. This wasn't just about getting cool new stuff. It meant survival was less dependent on your immediate environment. If your local hunt failed, you could trade for food. If you needed a specific type of stone for your tools, you could get it through your trade partners. More than just goods were exchanged. With every trade came an exchange of information. People shared knowledge about new tool-making techniques, different ways to preserve food, stories of distant lands, and news about other tribes. Trade didn't just widen their access to resources, it widened their horizons. It connected disparate, isolated groups into a vast, interconnected human web. It fostered communication, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. And this brings us to the ultimate moral of the story, our step 5, the punchline of this entire human experiment. At its core, the invention of trade taught us that true value isn't just in what you possess. It's not about hoarding the most stones or the most shells. The real value is in connection. It's in the relationships you build, the trust you foster, and the network you're a part of. A pile of stones is just a pile of stones. But a stone traded for food, for medicine, for knowledge, that stone becomes a symbol of human ingenuity and our fundamental need to connect with one another. The simple act of swapping a tool for a piece of fruit set in motion the forces that would create markets, currencies, and the globalized world we live in today. It all started with that one simple, brilliant realization. Maybe we're better off together. This new ability to acquire resources through trade, rather than just by finding them, created another new concept: wealth. For the first time, some people and some tribes could accumulate more than they needed for immediate survival. But what do you do with wealth in the Stone Age? That leads us directly to our next great leap forward. Join us next time as we explore how trade and the idea of property led to one of the most significant changes in human history: the domestication of animals. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can catch our next discovery. We love hearing from you, so leave a comment below with your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious.